Hey, we're back again, and look who's here for the third game in a row.
You'll be sick of me soon, yeah.
It's the same day recording. So, we're here today to play Stargrave in 10mm scale as something a bit different because it fits on a very small table, which is wonderful.
So it's part of this new sort of trend towards coffee table games, which we are all over, because it just means we set things up much quicker and you get more time gaming, which, let's be honest, none of us have the time at the moment.
No, time nor space, so this is a winner on both counts. Obviously, promo, this stuff is all available on my website, except you know that. But we're going to get into it. We have rolled up a Deal Gone Bad.
Deal Gone Bad.
As the green Xenos take on the blue Xenos in a mixed IP battle.
Indeed. We're powered by tea and jammy dodgers.
It's going to be good.
So let's get going.
Okay, so turn one. Paul, you got the initiative. You were off to a flying start for this turn.
My non-town towel strode forwards to try and get some of these objectives, which are the mini dice scattered around the board. Captain moved forward straight down the middle. The first mate's coming up the flank. I've got a group of troopers here, and my sneaky sniper is taking the high ground.
He's thinking ahead. I pushed up with full movement across the board. I've got my gunner and burner here. My captain with his boys have gone between these crates to try and get some actual line of sight, and the first mate's got his little crew. We had a ruffian who decided to make his way down here. It's this little robot, this defense robot. And we had another one over here who started scouting around this terrain. They move in a random direction until they see somebody. So at some point we're going to start getting fired at by the actual level itself, which is really cool. So we're on to turn two now, where some actual firefight action will kick off. So I largely moved forward with this flank, getting into some good positions and trying to move in on an objective. My captain pushed up the middle, fired some shots through here on these guys. Did a little bit of damage to one of your soldiers with some spray of bullets. But other than that, it's all about positioning. But Paul, you've been in a hot firefight over here, right? With
the NPCs, really.
Yeah.
Each objective token has a ruffian guarding it, and I've cleared the ruffian here using a sniper. But I've come into line of sight of this ruffian who has peppered this squad and done 2 damage to one of my pathfinders. So all the damage that I've suffered, Richard's done none of it.
Yep, it's been pretty good. So we're going to move on to roll initiative for the third turn, and I'll see if we get any more ruffians pop out of buildings, Paul.
Cool.
That's another turn down, and we're in a close firefight that's about to kick off. We've all moved into positions where we can actually shoot at each other. Paul's been doing some wicked shooting, Paul.
Yeah, but not on you. Another ruffian has been taken out as I'm trying to get round here. My captain has taken one to the face because he can be seen.
Yeah, stuck his head around the corner.
Sniper, absolutely useless so far, and has just shot off into the distance. The real action is here between the 2 first mates. Richard's first mate is covering that area and peppering my group, whereas my first mate is making a dash for this loot crate. However, from 15 health, Richard has managed to knock him down to 5 health left.
It was some brutal shooting.
He's on the edge.
I tried to unlock this lockbox. You have to do a will test, which I failed miserably as my recruit, who has 0 skills,
24 thumbs,
fumbling with the lock under fire. Probably not going to end well. Might have to get someone with some actual skills in there, and I need to make a move up on this one, really. Otherwise, Paul's going to nab all the loot and leg it, and therefore win the game. Right, this flamer here is under attack by 3 of Paul's soldiers here with his activation, so hopefully he's going to get some actual damage on. So we'll go over some dice rolls to try and recap how the system works. So first of all, it's a d20 plus your shoot value.
So the shoot value I've got for a trooper is a shoot value of 3 plus 3.
Got a carbine. So Paul totals 23, and it's a critical hit.
I'm making the most of the opportunity to shoot on the back of the head because he's not looking.
I'm going to cursory roll to add my defense or my fight value. It's not enough. I needed to roll a critical hit myself to defend against that critical. So Paul will now be applying 23 points of damage minus my armor of 10 is 13. However, it also does additional damage for a critical hit of, I believe, +3, which is going to kill this guy in one shot.
Thumbs.
after Thumbs here fails to unlock the box several times, he now just clobbers it with his pistol, and oh look, it's sprung open and there's some cash inside.
To be fair, that's the same way I open my wallet every day.
So I've got this one. Paul's captain has nabbed the one from this crate and run off with it, although we've still got a few more to get. This one's now guarded by ruffians because a new one joined the fray because I rolled low on my initiative. We've got this really hard to reach one up here, and Paul's first mate is on it with his rogue tools. I'm going to pick open this one that's up here. So all still to play for, but we've got to get these off the board. It's not just about grabbing them. So we've got to get them to the back of the board without getting killed, which is half the battle.
I'm now a man down, so...
You are, yes. Someone got smeared across the landscape with a critical hit from this guy with a carbine. So, yeah, Paul is man down, man down. And the absolute kick in the teeth that was my heavy gunner that we all know was up here in a commanding position. Some drunk ruffians came staggering out of this hovel here and just gunned him down in the street.
Ruffians are like Bender from Futurama then, if they're drunk robots. Amazing.
Yep, I did say to Paul earlier, don't bother about those ruffians, mate. It didn't really matter. We should just shoot each other. And then they just murdered one of my most expensive crew members. So, I mean, obviously he's valuable as a crew member, but I also mean expensive in terms of credits to have to buy him back again.
So we thought it might be useful to explain some of the rolling in this because it's a bit different to some of the other games that we play.
It is. So we're going to roll a d20 like this and score a 3, which is not very good because I add to that my shoot value of +2. Paul would normally roll a d20 and add his fight value to evade the shot. But even if I hit him, which I probably won't, you take the combined total and minus the armor for the amount of damage, and his armor is 10. So I need to roll more than a 10, so it's completely pointless. The shot just wings off a piece of terrain and no one's bothered. Like a sneaky boss, Paul's first mate has nabbed that with his thieves' tools and moved onto that platform, but we have only just got bead on him from here as he's kind of stuck his face past the pillar. So we're going to take some shots now with the rest of my troops. My guy who's got the objective has run behind these terrain crates because getting shot in the open is apparently really bad if you've got a flamer, so probably not great if you're a recruit. And then the last thing is a group over here to move. So it's all starting to break up now that we've moved out of our captain and first mate's command ranges, and it's a lot more each man for himself.
I'm a little bit worried because my first mate, who we've christened Riker, because of his
Riker.
He's only got 5 damage left. So if Richard does ping him, then he's dropping the loot, which I've spent so much time collecting. So
I've got some dudes ready to grab it.
Yeah, the sharks are circling and they're grabbing.
We're balancing things out here. It's a critical hit as my captain attempts to behead one of Paul's soldiers in one foul swoop. Can you defend against such reckless hate, Paul?
So the only way I can defend is by getting a critical.
You also need a critical hit, correct?
And my dice rolling is well known for being high.
Yeah, sure. No, he's super dead. It's raining critical hits as this guy cops a bullet to the face from the commanded troops from the captain, and he doesn't defend it. He's already taken a slight amount of damage. That's going to be another 14 points of damage. He's very dead.
Oh no.
It's all starting to fall apart, Paul, in the middle.
Yeah, wow. It's as if orcs are good at combat.
Yeah, who knew?
I mean, green Xenos.
Yes. We're actually running out of time for our game, but it's come down to one meaningful roll here anyway. Paul's captain is fleeing off this board edge with one piece of loot.
Fleeing makes it sound bad.
Sorry. Tactically withdrawing with one piece of loot.
Thank you.
These boys have very securely grabbed this, murdered the ruffians that were over here, and are also on a very straight line out of here. Sacrificial move by these heroes to provide covering fire all the way through here, taking this orc down to 2 wounds left. Mine very securely getting off the board here. I've pretty much got this one sewn up because I'm all around it.
I can't stop you there.
By engaging in combat here, if I take a punch back in the face from Paul's first mate, and he kills the orc, then he will get off next turn. So it really does come down to this punch up here.
Let me remind you as well, Richard. My first mate is on 3 health.
Yes, so any likely hit is probably going to do him in, and I'm on 2. So this really is on a knife edge here. I'm not so good in combat. I'm only getting a +2 modifier, and I have a knife, which gives me -1. You have a combat weapon, Paul?
I do not have.
Oh, so you're also only armed with a knife, because that's the backup weapon. So it's a straight roll-off as to who's going to win this combat. So, green for orcs, I got a 2.
I got a 6.
6 plus your modifiers.
My fight is +2.
It is enough to win the combat and let him shove me backwards a centimetre. In fact, I think you're allowed to move yourself 1 centimetre. So if you move away from combat, and you're going to be away scot-free, giving you 1, 2, 3 objectives to my 1, 2. So another victory to you, Paul.
Skin of my teeth.
Skin of your teeth. I like teeth. I'm orcs. Well, that was our first foray into Stargrave, which is the sci-fi reskin of the incredibly popular Frostgrave. And it's pretty good fun, isn't it?
It took a while. It is a very different system to what we've used before. It is quite nice just using 1 dice and the modifiers, which Joseph McCulloch is really known for. What we've kind of come to the conclusion is you really need to personalise your warbands. You need
a little bit more,
at the different troop types, at the different characteristics, and have that nuance in your team.
And I didn't realise just how difficult it was to get the loot tokens without some skilled people. So you need a couple of rogues, or you need some people who are tech if you're going to get the data loot tokens, because you have to actually unlock them and grab them and run. You can't just take a shooty force and hope to actually get the objectives, which is what my mistake was. Whereas Paul had his little sneaky little rogue who, in the end, won you the game.
Yeah.
So smooth moves.
But playing at this scale again, really fun actually, and the models, they work. And the size works. We've turned it from inches to centimetres, as we normally do.
Yep.
It is quick. It's quite brutal.
Yeah, this game is brutal. A critical hit really feels like a critical hit. I don't think a single one of the critical hits didn't insta-kill the person who got hit by it. I think only your captain and first mate can actually take a critical hit without dying, which is pretty cool.
Which makes sense.
The red shirts always go first. So I think we'll be definitely playing this again, and I'm sure we'll delve into some Frostgrave. I think after having been inspired by this,
I'll make it happen.
It's going to happen. So see you guys again soon.
See you later.